Bum, 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 bum. It's the bum, bum, children, bum, bum of the Beast podcast.
Although in your head, it cannot be a small stroke.
It's so big. Okay. You're rude. Well, welcome everybody to the Children of the Beast, coming to you live from the lair of the Beast in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am Carlos, always here joined by Carlos.
Interruption. I'm Andrew. I'm not Carlos. Neither of us caught it. We're fucking dumb. Okay, continue with the show.
How you doing?
Hello. I'm doing good. Well, right out of the bag, I have to apologize to you, as well as our handful of viewers, because it's my fault that we're a little bit behind this podcast. We missed Sunday.
Correct.
Normally, we do this on Sunday, high noon, really, on Sunday. It's like
the highest of noon.
It's like a duel in the Old West,
Yes.
but on the day of the Lord. You know, and it's not because of the Lord or because of the Old West. It just happens to be.
Time out. I think it is because of the Lord. Through God, all is possible.
True. But then, I mean, the day of the Lord is every day, right?
As it should be.
I'm not very well versed on,
Continue.
Yeah. Anywho,
Continue.
Be that as it may. So, I had a little bit of a situation over the weekend, which forced us to move this back a little.
You go down to the Jersey Shore, hang out with the situation.
No.
Not that time.
I would just to get some. I've always wanted to know this about the situation. This is a sidebar. How can one drink and have abs?
That's a great question.
Now,
That's a good question.
If Mr. Sorrentino, aka the situation,
Know some secret that you don't.
if he's airbrushing his abs in the morning, I would be really disappointed. I'd be like, dog, in this age of CGA, you use the
CGA?
oldest...
What's CGA?
CGI. You use the oldest trick in the book. You paint yourself. I would be heartbroken. I don't think so, though. Because I do see when the ladies see Mr. Sorrentino's abs, they rub them. And if they were painted, I feel like that would rub off.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just logic. But anyway, so Saturday, we're hanging out full day with my family. Did a bunch of shit. We get close to the fights, right? I did all the stuff with my kids. Okay, so this is how committed I was to the fights.
Yeah.
I took my son and my entire family to Sunset Park at 7:30 in the morning because it's so hot in Vegas, 115 degrees. And there's no other time where you can do anything outdoors, right?
Yeah.
And he's been working on his bicycle riding. You folks will remember about the great rollerblading run over of the finger from last week when he fell. Good news is that he hopped right back on the bike, right? So finger's good. Okay. So after he fell, Michael had an appointment on Monday of last week, and so I kind of wanted to just get him back on the horse right away, because you don't want him to have that negative association. And then it's like, oh, I'm afraid or whatever. So I was like, hey, man, Michael has to go to his appointment. I went to work early. I came back and I got him and we went to Sunset Park. And at Sunset Park here in Vegas, they have a little on the side of the park. They have a nature's preserve type of deal where they have a little trail. It's 2.5 miles. And so I was like, listen, let's go to Sunset Park. There's no cars there. You can kind of roam a little bit more free and you don't have to worry about that stress. And it's flat. We don't have a bunch of hills and stuff. So we can work on your turns and you can get some more experience with the training. So anyway, went to Sunset Park and he loved it. So over the weekend, of course, Michael wanted to go because he heard about it.
Yes.
So I took him to Sunset Park at 7 a.m, got all my shit done. I took the day off working out. I didn't play tennis with Ricky. Cooked, cleaned the house, everything I had to do, right? And then fight time comes. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I decided not to cook. I ordered myself some Cerebella pizza. Had a little bit of pizza.
A little bit of that za.
A little bit. Did we go to Cold Stone Creamery and buy 2 ice cream cakes? Yes, we did.
2?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Well, they like the regular birthday cake, right? They got to have white frosting and sprinkles.
Yeah.
I gotta have chocolate.
You're a monster.
I require a light ganache layer.
Dog, I don't even know what ganache is.
Okay. Ganache.
I know, as long as this is for
ganache
chocolate.
is the most rich form of chocolate frosting, if you will, that you can have, right?
Okay.
Because it's semi-sweet chocolate that's been melted with a little bit of butter and heavy cream. So it doesn't get quite hard, but it also doesn't stay like fudgy. And like, so anyway, you'll know what's on top of an eclair. That's ganache. Yeah, it's a very specific chocolate sauce.
Gotcha.
Okay. Classic French. Anyhow, so get the cakes, get home. Kids, tired because we went to the park.
Of course,
I did my work.
So hot.
I did my
You
work.
put the work in.
Fight card starts at 6. At 6:15, power goes out. Now, I've lived in this house since 2008. Power has gone out less times than I have fingers on one fucking hand. Well, this was one of those. This may have been time number 6. Let's say I'm exaggerating.
There's hyperbole here.
God damn. So the power goes out. I'm like, okay. Well, normally when the power has gone out in the past, it don't take too long to come back, right? I'm talking like within an hour.
Yeah, sure.
They fix it or whatever. Then I get on the website, on NV Energy's website. Shout out to Warren Buffett. Fuck you. I'm an Elon Musk guy. Fuck you, Buffett. I like him for very many things. One of the things I don't like is how much he downplays his diversification into conventional energy companies.
Whom, Warren Buffett?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I look down on that
Sure.
because he's really grandstanding on a lot of
Yeah.
shit. Now, that being said, he's one of my heroes. Don't get me wrong. There's a reason I do everything to this house. Because if I get as rich as him, I will not move from this motherfucker. That's why I'm putting everything I want up in the sea. It's my Neverland ranch. Oh, it's not good. That don't work. We'll scrap that.
Oh.
Forget Neverland. You know what that is?
Of course I know what Neverland Ranch is.
Of course everybody is. Damn it, I was testing you.
Of course.
But everybody goes, okay, so anyway, so then we sit down, we're watching the fights, power goes on. I'm like, okay, get on Nevada Energy, NV Energy's website. It says it's gonna be restored. It was 6:15 at the time. They say 8:15. All right. Well shit, that sucks. That's okay. Now,
Shit happens.
this is 6:55. It's 110 degrees in Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
Yeah.
at this point, I start freaking out not so much about the power. I'm like, well, if it doesn't come back, I got to figure out what to do with the kids because we can't be here overnight with no fucking power. It's gonna get fucking toasty, you
real
know.
hot, real sweaty.
Yeah.
Glistening.
So anyway,
Your head,
Jamie's
like a
like,
cue ball, so
oh,
shiny.
Oh, dude, yeah, the sweat. Like, ladies and gentlemen, I sweat
Profusely.
there may be a condition. there may be a condition because if I think hard enough right now, I'll
You'll
start
start
dripping
sweating.
sweat.
Yeah.
I'll start dripping fucking sweat. But
Well, it
anyway,
does hurt your brain to think, so that makes sense.
it hurts my brain to think around you
No.
because it
Just in
seems
general.
like you're allergic.
No, just,
But anyway.
just in general.
So anyway, we fucking this is the kicker, right? So I'm like, okay, well let's get on the website, and then I see that the outage is already listed. They have a little map there, and so I highlight the map and it says estimated time of fixing is 8:15. Blah blah blah. Go outside. Neighbor next door, they have power. Neighbors across the street, they have power. So it turns out that it was like from this line of houses over this way, but this way, right? Oh yeah, just
so
to
you
make
can
it.
see your neighbors have AC,
they're having a
watching TV.
fiesta. The music's uninterrupted. They swimming. Because by the way, my neighbors have a knack for swimming. Like if it's hot and windy and shitty, they're having a fiesta. I don't know what it is. I think they commit without looking at the forecast. And once they commit, they're like, well,
fuck
we're
it.
riding this
Yeah,
motherfucker out
fuck
because
it.
we said we was going to do this. Now we're going to do this. Well, anyway, power does not come back an hour later. Power gets delayed. Power outage disappears from the map.
But you still ain't got no power.
I had to call. And ladies and gentlemen, when I call a company like NV Energy, I have a notepad. Because as soon as you pick up the phone, hello, this is Cindy. Hello, Cindy. I write down the fucking name. I write down the fucking time. Because if this is to become a grievance, you're not going to catch me on any like, well, do you know who you spoke to? Oh, yes, I do, friend. Yes, I do. With a time signature. I'm that guy. I've been had too many times, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not going to happen to me. But there's one thing I will do. I will ruin somebody's day if my day is ruined. Somebody that represents the ruiner of my day by association or ownership, their day will get ruined. I will leave messages with secretaries. I will. Oh yeah. You're gonna hear about it one way or another. You're gonna hear about it. Anyway, call NV Energy. They couldn't have been nicer.
So you're all ready to be all vinegar.
So nice, dude.
And they hit you with that
they hit me with human.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't just, we'll get to you when we get to you, you fucking dirty American citizen cohabitant of mine. No, this was like an empathetic, we don't know what the fuck is going on. I know that the neighbors have it. I know across the street has it. My bad, dog. They were so great. I cannot. But that being said, power didn't come on till 11.
So the fights were done. The entire pay-per-view was done.
The entire time. The entire fucking card.
So how did you watch it?
I watched it on an iPad. On the couch with my wife.
Under the covers?
No, the boys were upstairs.
It wasn't too hot.
The boys were upstairs. That's the only thing that was good is that because we got them tired, they fell asleep like at 5:45, bro. It was a perfect night. Like we had it set up so nice to just enjoy my wife and I, couch, couple of drinks.
That's some shit you get to the point when you're like parents of 5 3-year-olds after you've gone through the roller coaster and you're like, all right, we figured this out. We get tired.
Plus, there's also like, here's the accomplishment, right? It's not just them getting tired.
Right. They had a good day.
They had a good day.
They had a great day.
They laughed.
Fun. They had a good day.
They all that shit.
Right.
It was just good, you know? So then my wife goes and she this is the ridiculous part of the podcast. Don't marry someone that annoys you just because they'll have sex with you. Marry somebody you actually like before and after the sex. Okay? Sure. That's my recommendation. My wife's the shit. And we're really good friends, aside from the fact that we still enjoy fucking each other very much. So she's like, hey man, this could be a lot worse. You know, think about the shit that we deal with all the time. Think about the shit we're dealing with. And I was just like, you know what? You're right. They're asleep. They're not complaining. I'm fucking here getting into my head about what might happen 2 hours from now. That hasn't happened. Let's have a couple of drinks and let's watch the goddamn fights on an iPad. So that's what we did. Watch the fights. Craziest thing about it, paid more attention than ever.
Sure, because you're so locked in.
Yeah.
You're so locked in.
No. Yeah. The house was pitch dark.
It's the only
there wasn't a single solitary blinking.
That wasn't
UFC. Dude.
Yeah.
So that
was a good card.
Dude.
It was a fun card.
Which leads me to my next point. One of my top 5 unanimous decision fights as far as entertainment value. I don't like knockouts and finishes because I'm a sadistic person, which I am. But I like entertainment. I want like I said, I made a day of it. My planning for that fight started at 6 a.m, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sure everybody has their own rituals or whatever. What I'm saying is that when you like a sport, you go through those things to set it up so that you can fucking enjoy it.
I mean, the pastor who lets 9 a.m. mass out early so they can go watch 11 a.m.
the pastor lays out his fucking suit the night before. And you know what? Not one suit. He's got 2. And guess what? He's got 4 different combinaciones. He's gonna use.
Ooh, are we teaching them Spanish?
I get loose with it, you know. But yeah, it was cool to watch the fights. My favorite, as much as first of all, fuck man, what can you say with DC? It's well documented.
You've never liked DC. You've turned the corner.
I've been a reluctant.
Yeah, you've turned the corner.
I'm a reluctant DC fan. But if you don't like DC, fuck you. Something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
You are just here's the thing. Yeah. If you I just came up with this on the spot. If you don't like DC, that's your confirmation you're a hater. In life, you're a hater.
How can you
That's it.
That guy is
that's fucking it, dude.
He's a role model. He's truly a role model. And so is Stipe, honestly.
No, both of them. Both of them.
For sure.
But Stipe DC gets his due. You know what I mean? Like I feel like DC Stipe maybe get overlooked or ignored.
Yeah.
DC gets hated on. And if you don't like DC, something's wrong with it. You're a hater. You cannot
suck that John Jones dick.
And maybe you do. But even if you do, you should be like, I take DC's too. No, man. DC, he's an American fucking hero.
Agreed.
That's it. There's nothing else that can be said about that man. He's 40 or 41?
40. He turns 41.
Dude, he's September, I think, 79. I'm from 80. So he's a year and a half-ish or so older than me. what he's done is just fucking.
I mean, he didn't start MMA until he was 30 years old.
And listen,
one of the best.
I think he lost the fight. To me, he wasn't winning in any capacity. It was a close fight, a very good fight, but also, if you cannot admit that the eye poke changed things, then something is also wrong with you, and you're a hater.
So yes, but you can also reconcile with, well, that's karma for Daniel Cormier's notorious career of him being a notorious eye poker.
Yeah. I mean, I think with some of those big guys, they have such long limbs and everything that it happens. And I feel like
it happens.
And I feel like the people that I can think of that have a propensity to eye poke with their hand finding range, they're sort of from the same generation, the same class of MMA graduates. Stipe, John Jones, DC, kind of people that started sort of around the same time where we first started like getting rangy and opening our hands. You got to remember, we used to not open our hands very much in MMA, right? We used to be like ready for a takedown, kind of like open-handed, but ready to claw, right? Yeah. Or we were ready and clenched up like Phil Baroni, right? This rangy stuff started when we became more martial artists and started flowing.
No, and DC does that so well. I mean, that's how he won the first fight.
100%.
His hand fighting.
And I loved, if it was up to me, all heavyweight fucking fights would be in the small cage. Yeah. Oh my God.
And something that's incredible, right? DC only took him down one time. That speaks volumes about how that fight went.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does.
And that's one thing that broke my heart about the many is DC's clench work is just some of the best I've seen since Randy Couture in the heavyweight division.
That's great.
I mean, you're so concerned with his wrestling that when he's smothering you and he's pot shutting you and his development of short range dirty boxing. It's from when he started in MMA, which he was a white belt MMA. He was a black belt at fucking wrestling, right? But he was a white belt at MMA,
if you will.
It's beautiful, man. It was a beautiful fight. It was a beautiful fucking I loved it. I fucking enjoyed the shit out of that fight. Co-main event.
Wow. Sugar Sean O'Malley. Marlon Cheeto Vera. Sugar Sean, the Sugar Show, got delayed for one season.
I'm not a very religious man, but I do have one saint I believe in. I think you know the saint very well. Saint McGregor. This is what makes Conor McGregor so fucking special. Everybody enjoys the self-entertaining aspect of talking shit and being like, I'm going to hit it over there. I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. One motherfucking guy backs it up.
Yeah.
In the history of the sport, many guys do it well. Chael did it great. Sugar Sean's
He does it well.
But
no, agreed. I remember the week of the fight, prior to the fight happening, I made the comment to a friend that, the Ecuador hair that he dyed to mock Cheeto, where Cheeto's from because he's from Ecuador. It's a great move if it works out, but that just seems like something that the universe, the karma, I don't know. And when you take a perfect leg kick and your nerve dies and you stumble over and fall down, that seems like the universe speaking.
And listen, I've been saying this the entire time I've been kickboxing and watching MMA. There's two tools that, in my opinion, continue to be vastly underutilized in MMA, and that's the jab and the leg kick. A fucking leg kick, like Sugar Sean learned. I'm a fucking civilian, and if I leg kick anybody, professional or not, under 170 pounds, and I land the leg kick the way I can land a leg kick as a 40-year-old almost civilian, you're not going to walk properly for at least 3 days. I guarantee you that. This is not fucking bragging. It's not hyperbole. It's just a matter of fact. I had body work done. I have a guy, Jimmy, that comes and does body work on me about once a month or so. I used to get a massage, and I slowly evolved past my fucking self-consciousness of getting massaged by a guy, right? Eventually I was like, no, I need somebody that has a fucking chimp's grip. You know what I mean? Like
so they can really fucking get in there.
Because the problem is that I was down to where like my masseuse was this lady who was like 200 pounds. And then sometimes the problem is that when they go super heavy, they have no control.
Gotcha.
It's just full fucking balls to the wall. Yeah. Where a man forget about the size or anything. Just a guy's grip is so much more intense, right? That I realized that that's just what I needed because I don't need pampering. I need to have a fucking relief.
Yeah.
But anyway, so a guy came over and he was like, I do a lot of running and I do a lot of different things. And he went to town. It turns out, so I've been having a little bit of a back tightness on my low back. And it turns out it's because I've been going so heavy in my legs and my quads. And he started doing treatment on a nerve that runs just down your quad right here.
Gotcha.
I mean, I was on the verge of crying. He treated it and then he did some cupping. And I immediately started feeling relief on my back, right? Then, because I run so much, he moved down to my calves. And he did it on the nerve where Sean got hit.
Yeah.
And he's just going like this, getting to every spot that's soft. And when he finds that where the trigger point is, then he lays me down in a specific way and he goes with the elbow. Let's just tell, this is how I can distill what I need to do. It's very helpful and it gives me a ton of relief. I need to buy a mouth guard. Okay? I have a very high threshold for pain. I need to buy a fucking mouth guard just for this.
Yeah.
Because I got to a point that I was like, I'm going to fucking grind my teeth out. Like if I could have bitten hard on a mouth guard, I could have taken more of it. But, and then I watched some of these guys, like the Diaz brothers are notorious for just letting somebody blast their legs.
Totally.
It's there's no reason anybody should ever get a free shot on you, period. And the notion of taking a leg kick because you're so tough, you don't even have to react, to me, and pretty sure Sugar Sean, who I'm sure watches this, would agree.
Of course he does.
Of course he does. It's like giving somebody a free shot on your chin. Because guess what? At least with a chin, you're going to fucking fall. You're going to get woken up. The leg is so painful that his fucking foot would not respond to his brain.
Right. Yeah.
They x-rayed it. There's no breakage. Nothing happened. What happened? It was perfect technique. Yeah. And when you watch it on the replay, perfect. Yeah. Perfect, man. So it was such a good fight. I fucking enjoyed the shit out of it.
Huge Marlon Vera fan. How can you not be after that? But did you see Ben Askren?
Chito Vera.
Well, his first name's Marlon.
Oh, his name. Oh, I didn't know his first name was Marlon.
Yeah, Chito's nickname.
Who's the other Marlon? Moraes.
Yeah.
Got my Marlon crest.
That's okay. Yeah. But did you see Ben Askren calling out Sean for taking the stretcher out of the octagon? And he was like, I would have just hopped out of there in one leg.
Oh, well. I don't want to shade Sugar, but I have to agree with Ben. And there's another wrestler I'm a reluctant fan of, and I'm a fan of his because of the way that he handled adversity.
Sorry, I'm still hearing feedback. I don't know for what it's from.
I think it was your phone.
Okay,
because that's what caused it last time.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, but I mean, we were going for a good 40 minutes.
I know it's weird. I wonder if he I
got a text message.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, that was it was great, man. It was a really good card. Corona been great for matchmaking, in my opinion. We've had so many fights and so very few lackluster.
This next card,
haven't looked at it.
The main event is Frankie Edgar and Pedro Munoz. I'm sorry, but when Frankie Edgar is your main event in 2020, I'm not saying it's not going to be a good fight or not an exciting fight, but it's a hard sell. It's a hard sell.
45?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it. There was a lot of news we had the build up to this trilogy was huge, and then this week we got a bunch of fucking MMA related news. You got Paige Van Sant signing with fucking bare knuckle, which I like. We had already talked about it a little bit, and I think it's great.
Yeah, it's confirmed now.
John Jones' development son.
John Jones vacated. He's officially vacated,
and I love.
They've already made the next fight.
Can I tell you my favorite part of the whole thing? We're finally working together. UFC and John Jones pretending to tweet, pretending to be like, well, I'm leaving. Well, I'm not. Well, maybe finally, this is what we want. I don't need your fucking cat fights. This is what I like. I like the dance. Romance me, God damn it. Easy losing the belt. He gave it up. Now he coming. And guess what? I don't give a shit what Dominic Reyes or any of those motherfucking monsters that could kill me to my death say.
It was incredible.
The man, Mr. Jones, aside from many other things that he's the best at, no one has ever in the history of our sport wiped out a fucking division like poo-poo. Oh, you're a legend? Yeah, step into my office. Oh, you're a champion? Step into my office. Oh, you're an Olympian? Step into my office.
And John Jones had an incredible tweet to this point. He said he would donate some amount of money to the first light heavyweight who can defend 6 times. It's never gonna happen. No, it's never gonna fucking happen. It's never gonna fucking happen.
That is, I personally, for me, as this fan, I am witnessing the John Jones that I always wanted to witness.
A little bit of a heel, a little bit of a dick.
No, but also, I love what he's doing in Albuquerque. Albuquerque is not a fucking a sexy city.
No.
You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker, anybody could try to clean up Venice and get a picture in front of the fucking Felix's Steakhouse in Venice, or clean up Malibu, or clean up fucking Austin.
Like
out in Austin cleaning. I'm in Nashville watching country and feeding the homeless. No, bitch. Albuquerque has none of that shit. You know, and the fact that he's over there putting his money into, and by the way, John Jones is not from Albuquerque. It's not like that's the community he grew up in or anything. I respect that. To me, when you fuck up as greatly as he has fucked up, right? And then you take these steps, and now this career move, fuck, man. The only thing that makes me sad about this is Daniel.
Stole his thunder.
Well, if Daniel had beaten Stipe, to me, that completely erases the John Jones shit in terms of legacy, right?
Sure.
Because that's something John Jones has not done
Double
yet.
Heavyweight.
Right?
Heavyweight twice.
And so that was a part of it that's kind of shitty. But it's
for sure. If DC wins that fight, he's unquestionably one of the greatest of all times.
He would have had to retire because the risk of not ending up that way would have been too great.
Yeah.
You know? And by the way, GSP's over there like, I don't know. Maybe I win. Maybe I won. Yeah. Maybe I won. Maybe I won.
Looking shredded. Looking shredded.
Damn it.
Him and Sage Northcutt. Well, Sage Northcutt's on steroids. All on steroids.
God damn him. Even a broken face didn't affect him.
No. Well, that's just a lot of
He's so good looking. He recovered from a broken face to be better looking than 99% of Americans.
Yeah.
Hey, man. You got to play. Shooters got to shoot. Good for him.
Yeah, but he's like super like Christian, isn't he? Appears to be.
He's shredded, man. Like, here's the thing. You cannot look like that without putting in a ton of work.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to say about the guy, make fun of him, don't make fun of him, whatever. I'm not, like, my sons are not allowed to walk around with frosted tips like a fucking boy bander. You know, I don't give a shit if you're shredded. You can kick my ass. You get the fuck out of my house with that hair.
He has blonde hair.
He frosts his hair.
He has blonde hair.
He does not have blonde hair. He has fucking done up hair that takes a lady salon to do.
He has blonde hair.
His
sister has blonde hair. His dad has blonde hair. His mom has blonde hair.
His hair is not done in a fucking barbershop or a man's. It's done at a lady salon with foil.
His whole family is blonde.
Little sugar in the tank if you do that. Whatever. Good for you. You got a little sugar in your tank.
I do know what that means now. I was educated.
It's very clear to me. I can't believe it took you that long to figure it out. Got a little sugar in his tank. But good for him, though. I mean, listen. I'm sure he's out there just banging the drum.
Why is it better to say that someone has sugar in their tank versus calling them gay?
Because gay is an actual sexual preference. Sugar in your tank means you have some tendencies you don't acknowledge. A gay dude has integrity. He's gay. Sugar in the tank is like, maybe I'm gay, maybe I'm not.
You know what I just got you to do? I just got you to explain what sugar in the tank is after weeks of you not wanting to do it.
Yeah, a little bit.
I never knew what it meant. I just lied to you.
Well, good for you. You kept it up for like 3 episodes. So
I just
that's again.
I never knew
you played a long game. You've been like somebody has sugar in the tank. You know what I mean?
No, I
You
don't.
don't talk about Playboy.
I mean,
you
now-
don't talk about Playboy. You don't
Do
talk
not
about
call me
Playboy.
Playboy. Do not call me Playboy. I hate that. Please don't ever refer to me that as again.
You got a trigger. Playboy.
It just sounds so gross.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny. But
What else happened? Well, let me. Because
there was another fight though.
I don't care. What fight? Maybe I do care.
Maybe it was last night. There was two brothers that fought in the Contender Series last night that I was super impressed with. But
I didn't have AC this weekend. Well, Friday.
yeah, what's going on with the AC, man?
My AC is. So the problem is I have a multi-zone AC unit, which apparently that means you have to keep all 3 zones running. Otherwise, if you don't, the dampener doesn't open properly and it freezes.
Yeah.
So it froze over and I was hot as fuck for about all night, all Friday night until about Saturday morning, about 10 a.m. That's a bummer.
Do you guys have a smart thermostat? Do you have
No.
like a Nest?
No.
You should do that.
No. I don't want this. I don't want China to be invested in my house like that. I don't have TikTok on my phone.
I know, but that's too late. Do you know how much shit your cabinets for your kitchen? All Chinese.
Yeah, but I mean like China surveillance. Unless they have like some sort of bugs in the wood, which are so good for them.
How's Nest involved?
They're owned by a Chinese company.
Oh man, I didn't know that. I don't care. I mean, you're sitting on a Chinese chair right now.
Yeah, but again, the
This
technology.
table's Chinese.
Also, I bought these stools so they wouldn't squeak, and this one's been squeaking this whole time.
Oh, you know what? For a second, I thought you was leaning, but you're not leaning.
No. You just squeak.
yeah.
You just squeak.
Well, I did.
I hate
Hold
him.
on.
I hate him.
I think one person here,
What?
one person in this room, previously declared that there was no such thing as a squeakless seat.
No, that's true. That was you. I did. Well, hold on. Time out. I still disagree with that. A wooden plank.
Wood squeaks, dumbass. A tree squeaks, and it hasn't been turned into lumber yet.
No. What? How? How do they squeak?
I go next to a tree and I go like this, and the
Move your
motherfucker
ass?
squeaks.
Move
No,
your
I
ass?
shake it.
No, it doesn't.
The only way you
No,
can
it
have a squeakless seat is if you have concrete.
Well, let's make some concrete seats.
Or maybe a wrought iron type of deal, you know? You don't have a
Figure
wrought
this
iron.
out.
Missy. Your generation doesn't know anything about handmade items, do they?
that you shape.
Oh,
through heat.
you motherfuckers.
They're like braided.
Well, that's one type of that's.
Okay, so you gotta give me credit, is what I'm saying. I get at least like a C plus on that.
I'll give you a D.
Nah, C minus. I hung out after class. I got some extra credit. C minus.
You know what rebar is?
Yeah, that's what you make strawberry rebar pie with.
That's rhubarb. You fuck.
I know.
Oh my lord.
Rebar is also like another long metal tool of some
You
sort.
don't know what fucking rebar is.
No.
You assholes. You guys.
Hit me with another fucking aluminum.
By the way,
do I know what
I just now
aluminum?
by saying you assholes, I made him a representative of his entire generation.
Yeah, you did.
You excuse me, sir. Go tell the others.
Okay, I'll go back to the meeting. We have
I
a
know
Zoom
you
call.
have.
We have a Zoom call that we all
Of
get on.
course you do. Of course you do. You got the text chat. So rebar is
Rebar is a bar here in town.
that's barcode, man.
No, there's a bar called Rebar here in town.
All right. Well, you know what? It's probably made for Masons. Do you know what Masons are?
I know what the Freemasons
Not
are and
the
how they rule
cult.
the world.
A Mason is a person that works with concrete or rock or masonry.
I know
Now,
what masonry is.
rebar is a bar that you put into a concrete structure so that it cannot topple over. For instance, in Mexico, when the earthquakes happened in 1986, the reason they fell down is because it's literally brick stacked on top of brick. Today, when you have a concrete building of bricks, there's a
okay, so then I
bar
do know what
of
those are.
iron.
Okay, so I was kind of right. I said like a long metal tool of some
That's
sort.
what-
So I was
that's not
fucking.
a tool.
Well, I don't know how to speak.
Well, okay. Touche. Touche. That's French for it's a tie.
No, I know what that means. It's your butt. Tushy. Touche, tushy.
It has the sugar in the tank. See, I only had a little bit of
Yeah,
sugar in my
like-
tank using a French reference, but you went full sugar.
yeah.
You went full sugar, not sweet and low. not Splenda.
Stevia.
Oh, that's
Natural.
By the way, how come the substantive names for sugar are gayer than sugar? Like stevia, Splenda.
Sweet and low. A little bit of sweet and low. Oh, yeah, that's okay.
Talk about that slap and tickle.
What? Slap and tickle?
You ever seen the movie Beer Fest?
Yeah, of course.
Remember when Barry is in the bathroom and he's all drunk, but he looks in the mirror and he's like,
okay.
"You sexy motherfucker."
Yeah, it's okay.
And then he has sex with what he thinks is an amazingly hot-looking woman, but in reality, it's Monique. And she's like, "How about a little slap and tickle?"
I hate this.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But anyway, so that's where we is. That's where we is with fighting. Paige Van Zandt's gonna fight Bare Knuckle.
I don't care.
DC is going
done.
to ride off into the sunset. Thankfully, what I love about DC is that he's probably richer than 99% of all Olympic athletes because he's been making a ton of money.
Yeah.
He always had a good contract with fighting and the TV. You know, TV
He's
pays
super-
a ton
and
of
he-
money. And he's great.
And he diversifies, right?
Yeah. No, he's great.
No,
man.
I'm excited for the continuation of the heavyweight division, right? Which is going to be Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou.
And John Jones, they got to throw him to... See, I was thinking back on this, right? Back when Anderson Silva was the king of 185 and he wanted to step up to light heavyweight, they gave him James the Sandman Irvin.
Okay.
And James Irving, if you look him up, it's not Irving, it's Irvin. I don't know why I say Irving because I always think of like a basketball player. I think Magic Johnson's name's Irving, isn't it? Anywho,
I don't know.
So back then they gave him this guy was a stud. He was a killer. Now Anderson fucking murked him like quickly. So I was thinking like, obviously you don't just let John Jones come right into a championship fight because it is heavyweight and we need to see him perform at that level. Where do you put him?
Well, right. Derek Lewis and Curtis Blade just got matched up. That fight was just confirmed. So then really in my head, the only option is Jorginho.
Isn't there a more gatekeeper person outside of the top 5? We can like
JDS, who just came off
you know
loss.
what? I'm not mad at that. Because I don't feel like or how about like an Alistar?
Yeah, maybe an Alistar.
Like somebody who's been a champ. Well, Alistar hasn't been a UFC champion.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock's
He's done.
clearly
He's done.
done, dude.
He's done.
I mean, what that guy did,
God bless.
he caught lightning in a goddamn
God
bottle.
bless.
He did, and
Well, lightning and a lot of steroids. Then he injected
yeah,
both
but
of them.
many people do steroids. That don't mean you can fucking win. You know,
helps.
Nah, not really. I mean, as far as I know, they don't put the steroids into their balls. So testicular fortitude is testicular fortitude.
No, but steroids help your endurance and help you train more. So that absolutely does help. It does help.
Yeah, I just
It
don't attribute steroids. Like to me,
I don't attribute it to its success, but it's definitely a factor.
It is
Unquestionably.
It is a factor. Yeah. No, I mean, it definitely was a factor. I just think, irregardless of that, what he did was so fucking remarkable,
For sure.
you know? But I like it. I like the, first of all, heavyweight sucks.
Yeah.
And you're getting the best mixed martial artist over 185 pounds that ever lived to go to save that division. And let's not forget that before we had John Jones in light heavyweight had been just handed off from one guy to the next for a long time.
And it almost seems like it's going to go back to that way.
Probably. But before that, we had Rashad Evans and Chuck. And I mean, there was like Rampage a little bit, but nobody was really like laying down the smackdown the way that John Jones did. So
yeah, looking at the heavyweight rankings, the only names that make sense to give Jones, if we're not going to give him Jorginho, would be Alistar or JDS. Otherwise, we're talking about like Alexander Volkov, Augusto Sakai, Walt Harris. None of those make sense.
I feel like those are markings.
None of those are names.
No, I think
JDS makes a little bit more sense because
and
former
Alistar is
champs.
pretty perfect because it's still.
I would say
Actually,
Alistar. I think Alistar is a little bit more interesting than
both
JDS.
guys are still a trial by fire.
Yeah, totally.
And I see him even. I'll tell you why. Because what Alistair has in striking, JDS has in jiu-jitsu. We just don't get to see it as often. But John Jones ain't just going to wrestle his way into junior. You know what I mean? So I like that. And I want to see how the range
totally
once he's in that division, because that division, the range is different. So it's a lot of factors.
All of his right, and he made this point, but like all of his family members, his brothers, look how much bigger they are compared to him. You have to imagine, based on that, right? Like based on that family, you would have to assume that's the
one of yet the other great layers to this whole thing.
It's so compelling.
Yes, how much weight does he put on?
Sure. Yeah.
How does he step up?
Right.
So
I mean, Stipe fights around 230, which is relatively light for a heavyweight.
That's what John Jones walks around at in the offseason. Now, what about a John Jones that is deliberately putting on muscle, though, which we've never seen until now? I mean, clearly he's been creeping in the background doing that. I know he set up his own fucking gym at home and he's working out, And again, he's not out seeking the fucking weightlifting help of the Olympic team or anything. It's in Albuquerque, baby.
Sure. Yeah.
There's something to be said about that, because I hear in the lower levels of MMA so much with this fucking imbeciles about the coaching. And yes, the coaching, of course, all of it is a fucking factor. No one wants to hear you could possibly do this just about anywhere in the United States. It's on you. Yeah. Get to fucking work. Get to work the way the greats work. Problem is that from the amateur level on, as soon as you smacking a belt on a fighter, it's like calling a marginally good-looking woman a model. As soon as you call the fighter a champion, even if it's the rinky-dink belt of Carlos's swimming pool that's been empty for fucking street fights, that guy thinks he's the shit. Just like you get a girl to hand out shots of Patron at least discount liquor, and instead of calling her a fucking marketer, you call her a promotional model, and that bitch goes home thinking she's the shit. It's kind of the same. I just said that bitch. God damn it. Yeah. Working on it. We're working on it. Hey, listen, I'm conscious. God damn it. Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of how I see it. But I'm excited. I love it. I think it's great, and I think it sends such a good message to the rest of the fighters. In general, John's not a company man.
No.
But he's a businessman. And guess who else is a businessman?
Dana.
One bald ass Uncle Dana.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, business is what we are all in this country to earn money with. So learn to speak business separate from your principles and your morals and your fucking little thingies that you think about the world and how it should be. Those are separate fucking things. You know how you get to affect change? You fucking do what John Jones did. You murk legends, you prove your worth, and you make yourself undeniable. And then you go, and now, unless we play nice together, fuck you. And guess what money's gonna do? I want to make more money. So let's figure it out. As soon as Mo Money says, let's figure it out, you win. And that's what John Jones to me is doing right now. He won. He's winning. He doesn't play nice. He doesn't have to fucking pretend to have a great fucking bromance with Dana White. This is great. This is good. To me, this is good for the sport. And it frees up 205. All the shit talkers that I think are mediocre fighters, maybe they're not. Maybe I'm just jaded by the presence of John Jones in that division. I think there needs to be my prediction is that we don't have a legitimate dominating force at light heavyweight for 2 or 3 years. Because I don't see anybody that's head and shoulders above everyone else. Yeah. I see, and by the way, I also predict that the entertainment value of 205 goes down. It's a bunch of boring ass fucking fighters, dude. In my opinion, as a fan that pays whatever fucking Uncle Dana wants for the pay-per-view, because I'm your sucker.
Yeah, you are.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't miss shit. So I don't see anything in the light heavyweight division. I'm like, ooh, this is fucking like exciting.
Right.
No, I want to see what happens. But guess what? I was a guy that didn't understand that they wanting to make a 155 division. That's how long I've been fucking watching this shit. right? And yet 155 is the hottest division in the sport last
I feel like
years.
bantamweight is like fire, right?
No. I mean,
like,
I use 155. You're right. I use it as an erroneous preamble to the lower weight class division that I fucking love, man. Right. I mean, there's so many fighters that, man.
Featherweight's kind of whatever. Featherweight is in a weird spot, but it's still stacked.
Well, even for somebody that likes the leg kicks, like I was saying, right? Leg kicks that were damaging were of the higher weight classes 10 years ago.
No, that's just not the case.
Hell no.
That's not the case.
That was some bone and muscle shit, you know? So that was pretty great, man. It was exciting. It's exciting.
Let's take a break. I have to pee.
Let's do it.
Well, here, we're back. The lighting is different because I don't want to include any more we're just talking about.
Yeah. I'm looking really tan in this light.
You are. It looks good. It looks good. You got a little bit of the...
I look a little bit presidential.
Well, I wouldn't go that
way
far.
Of saying orange.
Is this our segue?
Little orange.
Well, orange is the color of the year. I don't know if you know that. It is the color of 2020.
Fuck, it is, isn't it?
It is, dog. That's how that shit works, baby. Everyone said orange man bad, but everybody loves orange.
Yeah. He starts getting you with orange in February. Next thing you know, October.
Halloween.
Orange is king. What's after October?
November. Oh, shit. We cracked the code.
The elites, ladies and gentlemen, the elites have been processing this since.
Did you watch any of the Democratic convention? Of course not. Of course not. What a question.
Listen.
It was awful.
Listen.
It was
I am not a supporter of Mr. Trump in any way, shape, or form. I could never be. Fundamentally, as a man, we're different fucking species. Kamala Harris is a piece of shit. A piece of a shit.
It is.
So it's true. Impossible for me. It's impossible for me to pretend.
It's truly the most lackluster ticket the Democrats could run. Pete Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, Bernie. Anyone would have been better.
Fuck. I can't even say I like. They would have had a better shot at my support with Tulsi.
Sure. I
guess that's the best way I can articulate that. I don't agree with all Tulsi shit, but I do have respect for somebody who serves. I do have respect for somebody who's a minority that serves. I have respect for somebody who's a minority and female who serves. Well, because McCain served, and McCain was turned into a hero. And as much as I don't like besmirching a dead man, McCain graduated at the bottom of his class, and people forget this about McCain. He crashed 2 fucking airplanes when he was in training. And how did he get captured to become a hero? Crashed a goddamn airplane!
It does seem like a pattern. It does seem like a pattern of behavior.
It's like he was out there with his machine gun and the fucking... No, they didn't catch him like that. He was like, oh, not again. And the people on the plane were like, again? Yeah, 2 times, dog, but we'll be fine. Like, what?
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look at all. Plus, also, he walked a little bit like Cotton Hill. He kept his hands real straight.
Let's move past this. Let's not talk about an old man who's passed on. Let's talk about people who are currently alive, like Kamala Harris, like Joe Biden, because I feel like I find that much more fascinating.
Well, Joe Biden is looking.
I mean, they're weakening and burning him every time. There was a speech.
I feel like he has a switch where he can perform still. And I think I agree with that. Like, don't waste your reps.
I would agree with that. I think that's a great point.
When we need you,
right?
And all of a sudden, when they need him, this motherfucker, watch it. He's gonna come alive.
Well, and it's also interesting, right? Because it's almost similar to like with the W. Bush administration, where it feels like, right, Dick Cheney was the de facto president. Kamala Harris is going to be the de facto president.
Have you seen the
documentary?
No, it's not a documentary. It's a biopic. Russell Crowe.
Is that W? Is that the one called W?
No. Russell Crowe plays Dick Cheney.
I haven't. Yeah.
Dude, I recommend it, especially for you because you've always been a history and especially a history of government nerd. You would like it. It's a good one. Now, I love W. I think Josh Brolin did a great job. And you know the biggest endorsement of W is?
W.
I was like,
W.
I like the way that fella played me. She was brutal. But that's why I like W. Listen, W, after he left the administration, I fucking fucks with him.
And like, here's the thing, right? With him, I kind of wish I could have like a time traveling thing where I could go back and watch him give a speech as governor before he ever ran for president. I would find that to be very interesting. Like in a small Texas little county room. Because you gotta imagine he's charismatic as fuck.
Marginally.
But in that setting,
if there's a correlation that I can make between W and Trump, is that W made nepotism brazen. That's when we that's when we decided, oh, so you can't just be a dumbass son of so and so. You know?
And now Trump's proving you don't have to be a son of anybody, really. Anyone politically.
Well, no. I kind of disagree with that, because his rhetoric is that he took a 10% loan of the actual loan amount that he took from his father. And if you look into his history and everything, his father was deeply involved in his decision making through his 30s. Till his father passed away, he deferred to his father.
Interesting.
I mean, he started developing his own public persona and his own bravado in his circles and everything. But his father was, he ruled with a fucking iron fist. It wasn't, his father wasn't deferring to him the way that, I don't know. I guess I can think of somebody else in business that is that way. Maybe the Ford family, the DuPont family. There's a couple of people like that, or a couple of families like that. But yeah, I mean, listen, the reality is also people got to run. OAC's too young and they don't want to burn her out. They're going to keep building her up with all the shit that she does.
Yeah. She's charismatic.
She is. And and I disagree with her, but I also disagree with her because I'm fucking almost 10 years older than her.
Sure. Totally.
So I believe she's going to mature. She's going to grow up.
Not only that, like this idea that we're going to agree with any politician 100%. It's just not feasible.
No, it's not feasible.
I mean, me and you are two people who are very close, and I'm sure we have disagreements. I mean, clearly, it's like great.
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's just part of human nature. And that's kind of a good thing. That's kind of a good thing.
The one thing that I struggle with in today's society is if you can staunchly argue that you're just on one side across the board, I view you as a lower intelligence person.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's just that simple. If you get your news from just one source, I see you as a dumbass. If you smoke cigarettes, I see you as a dumbass. There's just certain things where I am no longer... the jury is out.
I had someone tell me, like, man, your brother really hates cigarette smokers.
Because name one smart cigarette smoker that you know. One. Not one that you like. It could be an artist. That doesn't make him smart. One intelligent person that smokes cigarettes. In the year 2020.
Yeah, I was going to say like business executives in the 60s, 50s.
I just don't get it. I mean, I see it as, it's almost the same with the heretics that like anybody who says that exercise is stupid is an imbecile.
Yeah.
Unquestionably. Like some things to me are just that's and I say it as somebody that has not been an exercise person, that did smoke cigarettes for about 8 years in his life, starting in his teens, by the way. I quit when I was 22. And I only quit cigarettes because they used to fuck with my voice and I didn't like singing and sounding like shit. And for the first 2 years that I quitting meant that I would be hanging out with my friends and take a drag out of Bradley's cigarette. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying this is one thing that I would love for people to understand is once you know something, don't pretend to unknow it. It's okay to acknowledge that you're struggling with that knowledge base, that you don't know how to apply it, that you don't know how to like go onward with it, but to just
pretend like it doesn't exist. Yeah,
knowledge that you already possess, that's just fucking stupid. Like I can't fuck with that, and it happens to me with the mainstream media and with and do you know how many people I know that are Trump supporters that have multiple bankruptcies, that have a very, very, very faint command of the only language that they speak who are racist.
Sure. I mean,
how can you be a patriot and not be eloquent?
You're just ignorant, right? I mean, you're just ignorant of the actual history. Because if you were, you would look at our founders, the people who have made this country better. I'm not going to say great, but better. And you would realize these are people who are typically highly educated, highly driven, highly motivated, highly involved, invested in making the community a better place.
And you cannot be highly educated without being a diverse person.
Agreed.
You know, because that would mean that if you're not a diverse person, right? And you think you're highly educated, that would dictate that you only know the history of the New World. And the New World is less than 1,000 years old. So what happens to everything that happened to humankind before that?
There's so many lessons to learn from.
How many words from a Latin descent? And I'm not for those of you imbeciles that hear Latin and think Hispanic, that's not what that means, dum-dums.
Hold on, it's Latin X. It's Latin X now.
You know,
it's
like
do you have an opinion on Latin X?
You could not possibly have a medical conversation without speaking Latin.
Sure. And do you have an opinion on this Latin X term?
Do you know about it peripherally? I don't.
It's something we use in at Nevada State. We use Latin X.
What
for
is
example?
So what's the definition?
Cheers. Right. Cheers. By the way, love you. Right. It gets into the nitty gritty of the differences between Chicano, Hispanic, and Latinx is the newest version of this, where it describes people who come from Spanish-speaking countries. But the Latinx the X is signify there's the Womex now for women, and it signifies that's inclusive of everybody. It's inclusive, right? It's LGBTQI inclusive. A, got to throw the A in there. I saw some study on it how throughout academia and kind of in news writing, the AP style, it seems that it's going to try to be pushed more and more, but the vast majority of Spanish speaking people in the country either don't know what that word is, Latinx, or don't identify with it at all, which makes sense. I mean, it's a term that's I feel like I only started hearing about in the last 2-3 years.
And see, I struggle with that terminology.
Let me look it up exactly. I'm sure I can find it in a Google search.
As a person that moved here in his teens from a different country.
Okay, so Latinx, according to Google, is a person of Latin American origin or descent used as a gender neutral or non-binary alternative to Latino or Latina.
Well, at the risk of misusing this word, I believe that's an oxymoron.
What do you mean?
You cannot possibly be proud in your heritage as a Latino and try to make gender a part of that term.
Oh, I know what you mean. That does almost seem like an oxymoron.
It's not a reality of the country that you're origin from.
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with it. In that country that your parents are from,
for sure,
you're either gay, which is not acceptable,
right,
or you're
for
not
the majority.
Gay.
Yeah,
that's the
right. I'm sure there are pockets in each country where it's okay,
and it all comes from Catholicism,
Catholicism, please,
Catholicism, all of it. So
it's rampant in that
if you cannot procreate with a person that you're trying to bang the drum with, what you're doing don't count. And that is the reality of your ancestry. I'm not fucking...
Right, you're not agreeing with it, or...
I'm pointing the shit out.
No, it is. That's a great point. That's a great point. It is almost an oxymoron. I've never thought of that. That's a great point.
And then let me tell you another motherfucking thing. American Latinos do not speak for Latinos. If you never fucking lived in that country, you shut your fucking mouth.
It's totally different.
You can speak as to the struggles that you claim to have had as a Latino, but you're an American.
Well, and also
you're an American.
There's also this class of people who are the dreamers. The DACA represents, who are not people who immigrated, but people who were born in this country whose parents made that decision for them.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and listen, I'm not trying to devalue the struggles and the set of struggles that come with that. I just don't like those struggles manipulated for agenda gains. You know, that's all.
Well, that's all we do in this country.
Not all of us. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't. I mean, that's what gets clicks for sure. That's what gets attention for sure. But you know what? So did disco, and disco's dead.
Disco is dead.
So I mean, a lot of this is, here's the thing. We identify trends with fashion and with art and with other things. There's trends in thought.
Yeah, definitely. 110%.
And we're going through a big wave where we're valuing thought trends too much. And the problem with that to me is that they're hypothesis trends.
Well, right. It's a continuation of postmodernization, right?
Yeah. No, definitely.
Right. And
but one of the things that, you know, you've heard that old adage that says, if you're a Republican, no.
If you're a Republican when you're young, you're dumb. But if you're a Democrat when you're old, you're dumb.
No. If you're a Republican when you're young, you're heartless.
Yeah, you're heartless.
But if you're a Republican when you're older, you're dumb.
Sure.
I find that to be somewhat insightful, only because I believe that your true moral and civic identity gets formed, in my opinion, after you have gone out and lived the regular life that Americans gripe about, right? So if you're out there demonstrating with other 23-year-olds that never purchased a home and they've never had kids, I'm not saying that some of your ideas are faulted. I'm saying they're unproven. And you should not be that assertively confident in ideas that you have not proven, because you're imagining what you would do, which is much like the people that talk shit about the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, well, if I was fucking running that route, motherfucker, but you're not.
Well, and it makes sense for younger people to be more idealistic, and I think kind of that's where that
they should be. Yeah, no, you should be.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the time to be idealistic, you know. But part of the maturity aspect of that is that idealism starts. My son James is idealistic. He's 6. Of course he wants things to be fair. Of course he wants right and wrong.
Of course.
Now, that's not going to happen. You know, we have him working out all the time and stuff. The reason I do that is so that he has a better time when he tries a sport. That doesn't mean he won't show up one day and somebody that doesn't work out is better than him. That is going to happen at some point in some facet of his life.
Sure.
And the sooner we can acknowledge that that's a fact of natural selection and the world that we live in, of all animals, because we are animals and we seem to forget that we're animals, the better.
But we're smarter than animals, Carlos. That's the thing.
Yeah. But you cannot, you know.
No, they're basic truths about.
Well, and that's the part where Republicans and Democrats that are so hardline on their fringe forget.
Yeah.
You're an equal pussy. Because one hasn't proven anything,
right?
And the other one imagines that they could. But that ain't it. Like, you haven't done what you say you would do until you've done what you say you would do. And guess what? When you've done what you say you would do, it takes so fucking long. You wouldn't be worried about what people think about it. And the process that you learn in that amount of time makes you more of a moderate person.
Sure.
Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to lean in
one way or the other
direction in different things, but you know, and that goes for the anti-vaxxers and for, you know, all that other stuff. It's like, what's that old adage, which I love? There ain't no atheist in a foxhole.
Yeah, totally. Praying to all the gods. Yeah, exactly. Not just one. All the gods. Like, Shiva.
Buddha will save you. Well, fuck that. I'll die a Christian. No, you won't. You ask me, rubbing your belly.
Shiva, God, Allah, Jewish God, Yahweh.
You're Ricky Bobby. Real quick.
Little baby Jesus in your tiny manger. Please protect me. Whatever God's listening.
Oh, shit.
Poseidon, Zeus.
But yeah, man, we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be rough. It is rough. Vegas is insane. What I keep seeing, it's so weird because it's like from the capitalism aspect of it. I always geek out on marketing, right? Because there's certain things that seem like a no-brainer to me.
Sure.
And there's other things that come up as businesses that I'm like, I remember like 10 years ago when everybody started opening smoke shops for e-cigarettes. Yeah. I remember thinking, who the fuck is going to get into that now? I don't think you get rich doing it, But this fucking vape juice shops are in every shopping center. So it definitely did create an industry.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like, so I always miss things like that. And then there's other things that I'm like it happens to me with food and with different things that I like. My wife will get berated by me complaining about this or that. And then it happens. She's like, see, you should have done that. I'm like, no, this is why I need what I call Project Mayhem. Project Mayhem would be I get so rich that I have a certain amount of money to play with. And it goes into two things. Ideas of things that I can do, not for profit, just to prove myself that I'm right, which would lead to profit.
Sure.
And the other one is to fuck with people. I'm talking Project Mayhem. Like, you're rich, dude. Have you had it with Dell computers? We come into your house, take you out of your house on an unmarked van, put you in a private plane. Would take you to Dell headquarters.
You're a loon.
Listen to me.
No, I'm listening.
And you get to heave that
premeditated crime.
Yeah, 100%. But with a pocketbook to be able, to get a public defender to argue your case if you get caught, just so that you can get it into public record, not to get away with it. See, I know what you're going. No. I don't say you're gonna get away with it. I'm saying if we do get caught, we're gonna publicize the shit out of this. Why, sir? You're a wealthy man. Why on earth would you go to the Blendtec factory to throw this goddamn blender through their huge glass pane windows? Why? I'll tell you why. I got my first Blendtec given to me with my dad 10 years ago. It was an amazing machine. It's $500. After that motor, which I ran into the ground, great machine, no complaints. After that motor went out, when I wanted to buy another Blendtec, nobody at the Blendtec factory could tell me which was the exact replacement to that one. The company had been sold. The motors had been outsourced, and there was now 8 models.
Oh my God. That's many.
2 of the models that I picked that were in the price range of the original one have underperformed. That's why I went over there and I hired Mr. Roberto Service.
And threw a blender away.
That's right. That's right. Apple. Why? Because your keyboards are garbage.
You just have weird thumbs, dog.
No.
You have weird thumbs. You got the weird thumbs. You got weird thumbs.
No. It's not. I'm right. I'm 100%
No,
right.
you have the weird thumb because I watch you do it and sometimes you press it and it just doesn't work.
It's not just that. Okay, so I just replaced this thing. This is thing in 11, right? I got 2018. I got the 10. I bought it in November. I returned it because it had issues before the end of that month. Okay. When I returned it, I was not given a new box with a new phone. I was given an RMA phone. Turns out, so you buy this phone in November for $1,000. Has a problem. It's under warranty. They give you another phone. The phone they gave me was refurbished. 2 more returns in less than 13 months of the same phone. So if I buy a brand new $1,000 device that works like shit, and a month later you're giving me a rebuilt phone, something is fucking off there.
Yeah.
And
Apple's been not great since.
No. But what I'm saying is this: they're not an anomaly. You have to go out with everything you do. You have to have your sword out and be ready for the bullshit, because that's one representation of it.
Totally.
There's a warranty in your car. There's your mortgage. There's your insurance.
Your AC.
Car insurance. Your air conditioning. There's all these fucking things that you have to be like, oh, check on the box. Which leads us back to the beginning of this podcast when I was telling you guys about how I talk to representatives on the phone. Now, I did incorporate one good thing to the representative thing. When they do a good job,
do you go take the survey?
Before I get rid of the phone call, before I get done with the phone call, I go, excuse me, what was your name again? They say the name. Cindy, thank you so much. You were great. You have no idea how many people get turned around just by that fact.
Yeah, that's true.
Because 90% of the time,
people say bye.
When you ask them for their fucking name, it's not good.
Sure.
Well, do it because it's good too, you fuck.
No, that's true.
Make it it doesn't have to be like, ha, because now I got you.
Right. Yeah.
No, it could be like, you know what? I know this is not your policy.
Right. And
But we good, right? Because you were great. You want people to be a human being to you. Yeah. Be a fucking human being.
I had a human being experience with our brother Ricky this past week.
Okay, no one's ever said that sentence.
Okay, well I did. We had a special relationship. So we were a little drunk. It was after a 12 p.m. or noon hockey game, and then there's UFC the following day.
Of course, yes.
Or immediately following. So we returned back to my house, a little drunk, and as brothers do, we got into a physical kerfuffle. As you do, just having a good time.
I don't, but...
Well...
If I did, you motherfuckers would be black and brutal.
That's why we don't do it to you. Yeah, that's why we don't do it to you. You fucking work out way more than both of us do combined. So fuck you.
So did you guys wrestle?
I don't exactly remember. That's how drunk I was. I don't exactly. We were fucking around.
Did Ricky kick your ass, dude?
So what happened was I had a glass stein that's 32 ounces that he knocked over. Now, I do not blame the man because I was equally drunk and I was equally if not the sole aggressor. I was the one aggressing. But I got very sad. And I did not blame him, but I was very sad about my glass stein.
And what did he do? He smacked you around like Sean Connery and said, "Get a hold of yourself, woman."
No, he sat next to me and was very kind about it. And he was like, "Yeah, that sucks." Like I said, a human being moment.
That's a human being moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta have a human being moment.
He does have a gnarly cut from the glass cutting his leg on his shin. He has a new scar from it. 110%. He's gonna have a new scar.
This is good for me.
Why?
Because we're playing tennis on Saturday.
Okay, so it's the right leg. So go to the right side.
Tremendous. Two-handed backpack. Oh, it's gonna be great. He won't
hear this until already after.
No, he
play
won't.
Tennis.
He's not very likely to. But he has been listening.
He does listen, but it's not like. Yeah.
Oh, so I gotta tell you one last story.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we're getting to the.
Yeah.
So I'm out there doing evangelical work.
Oh yeah, you prophesizing?
Oh yes, baby.
Hawking that Book of Mormon?
No. that book of
Mormon. Because you are Mormon. Let's tell the people you are Mormon.
You're called the children of the beast, you heretic.
Well, yeah, that's apt of the children of the beast to be heretics.
So I'm out there working. I'm at a casino, right? And I have some equipment.
Oh, how un-Mormon of you.
Mormons, hey, I'm sure they finance casinos before. Is there casinos in Utah? Didn't even
maybe on Native American land.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess maybe not Mormon. But this guy was not a Mormon.
We're not talking about you because you are a Mormon.
I'm not a Mormon.
No, you are. You are.
The boys have his element.
No, you're Mormon.
I've never been a Mormon.
No, that's not true.
I'm hardly.
You preach the good word of Joseph Smith.
No, man, that's the wrong word. I'm preaching the word of the children of the beast.
You love the Book of Mormon. You have a copy of it in your bedside. You read it every night.
Are you talking about
the Book of Mormon? I'm talking about
a petty thief,
Mormoni,
that claimed to read rocks that he could only see, and people believed them.
Yeah, your guy. That's your guy.
No, that's not
your guy, Joseph Smith.
That's not my guy.
Yeah,
that's not my guy.
No. The polygamous Brigham Young, also a racist. No. That's a fact.
Just because the pajamas got to be white.
No. It's a fact that Brigham Young was a racist. There's a university named that for him and named after this racist individual. That you support their religion, of course, because you are a Mormon.
Listen, I wish them well.
Because you are a part of them. You wish yourselves well.
You wish
your people well.
In the words of the president, I wish them well. I've never been involved with them.
No,
I don't know them, but they're terrific.
You went
people.
On your mission. What are you talking
people.
about?
Their pajamas.
You went to South America to Peru.
Their pajamas are terrific.
Bro, you sent me pictures building habitats for these people.
Their pajamas.
What are you talking about?
Pajamas are terrific, and I enjoy their bathtubs.
And you wear the pajamas.
Their bathtubs.
You're wearing them right now because you are Mormon.
Their bathtubs
are terrific. You are Mormon.
Their underwear needs to be updated, but it works for them.
Your underwear, not yours. Dude, you're a part of this group.
That's disrespectful to Mormons to call me a Mormon.
You are Mormon.
Listen, I love all people.
This is the narrative I'm building and crafting for the next years, that you are a Mormon and you're a heretic on the show. The Mormon heretic. Carlos.
And I call on all my Mormon brothers and sisters to flood this man's social media pages.
All the Mormons that we have listening to the show. That's just you.
In lieu of the amount of sugar he has in his tank.
So I have a question. How do you and Jamie make it work since you're Mormon and she's not?
Sir, you've gone off the rails.
You convert her?
You've gone off the rails.
I have.
You've gone off the rails.
I have.
Ain't nobody a Mormon.
No, you are, though. You go to the temple. You wear the pajamas. Yeah. You've done a pilgrimage to Nauvoo, to upstate New York. Yeah, that's where Joseph Smith was born, and then he took him to Nauvoo. Come on, you know this. You're a Mormon. Don't act so surprised. You're the one who taught me all this.
I think we need to audit this, man.
That's Scientology. That's a different cult.
We need to bring the E-meter out. Because
Can we get one?
Listen, I don't feel
Can we get one?
You are not honoring your
one?
future lives.
Can we get one?
And your past
lives.
Hold on,
time out. You're a Mormon, so I assume you can talk to your Scientology buddies.
You know very well we are beings of the galaxy.
We're all beings of the galaxy.
Xenu and his friends with the pilgrims.
Listen, Joseph Smith would not appreciate you talking about this.
Listen, motherfucker, you derailed me.
I know, I really did.
To my guy Steve. My guy Steven. Slot technician of the South Point Casino.
Sure.
It's a good man.
Okay, is that the point you're making? How Mormon of you to commend another individual. Wow, well done.
Our conversation was not Mormon at all. But he is going to be a convert.
To Mormonism?
No, to the beast.
Oh, Mormonism.
I am not endorsing entertainment. I was talking about the children of the beast. You beasts out there, whatever this man's talking about other religions and the besmirchment.
I'm not besmirching them. I'm saying you're a good Mormon boy.
I'm talking about. No, I'm a beast.
You go out on your bicycle with your son.
I'm a beast. I 666.
And you go out and knock on doors.
Listen to me.
And you say, "Hello, I have a Book of Mormon. Would you like one?" Have you heard the good word of Joseph Smith?
666 pentagrams, heavy metal. The rest is up to him.
You love Mormons. You are Mormon.
I love other people.
You are a Mormon.
I love all people.
You are Mormon. A Mormon wouldn't say that. You're a bad Mormon. A Jack Mormon, I think that's what they call him. Have you not heard this term?
That sounds like a sugar in the tank term.
Well, isn't that redundant with Mormons?
I don't know. You'd know.
I don't know. You're the Mormon. I don't know.
You're the one that has the sugar in the tank.
You're the Mormon, though.
You jacking a Mormon?
No.
But that's what it sounded like you said. You got teal hair, a purple shirt, and you're jacking Mormon. No. I don't know what you do in your free time. This is not the platform for that kind of rhetoric. And my lingo of the sugar in the tank variety is not very well versed. I think we should rap.
I agree. You are a Mormon, though, and we should rap.
Ladies and gentlemen,
he is a Mormon. He is? He just said it. It came out of his mouth.
He has sugar in his tank.
And he's a Mormon. So with that, we'll leave you. The children of the beast.
Gargles sugar in his tank.
You gargled the word of Joseph Smith. And then you preach it to everybody.
Yeah. And then I go, bullshit.
Well, that's what they all do.
Not all of them.
No, they do.
Not all of them. Some of them go on these big trips.
That's what you did. You went on a mission. You went to South America. You built habitats. You told me about this. And with that, we'll leave you. Children of the Beast, coming to you live from the lair of the beast. Please follow the show on YouTube.
Send them help.
Send me help, please. The YouTube channel is Patreon.
Patreon.
We should set up a Patreon. Yeah. I mean, we don't have enough people. No one's going to subscribe, but
I don't care.
Or an OnlyFans.
He'd be more excited.
Hold on, you should get an OnlyFans.
Hell no.
You should subscribe.
Never mind. I changed my mind. And this is the end of this episode.
Follow me at Andrew_the_hut with 2 T's. Follow Carlos at Wolfchild1980. And with that, we'll leave you. Me, not Mormon. Carlos, a Mormon. Goodbye.
Walk the walk, motherfuckers.